You're saying a word that's taboo for a lot of people when people say
maqasid means
no,
objective.
Sharia. When you hear Sharia,
Yeah, Sharia
guidance of God. How would you translate it?
Sharia
in
is
the guidance of God.
Is the religion, the guidance that comes, the divine guidance.
Divine guidance. Okay.
The divine guidance. The
10 Commandments.
Yeah, similar to that. Everything.
Jesus was living by the Sharia.
Sharia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And he will come down to implement the Sharia.
So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So what I was trying to say is, all that subject of the objectives, they say the protection of the self in order to protect the family, in order to protect the
objectives of the divine guidance
of the commands of Allah.
Yeah.
You know, why are we not? Why shouldn't we drink? Why? So
messes up your mind.
You look at the wisdom, because you know around 80,000+ every year in the United States are killed because of drunk driving.
Every 10 seconds, someone dies from alcohol. Every 10 seconds.
I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in America and we care about this country, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an American yourself. I'm sure you are, right?
Yes.
Okay. We live here and we care about this country. If our country is attacked by a foreign force that kills 80,000, what will we do? We'll go crazy. Imagine drunk driving, drinking, and we're not talking about the people who I mean, there are lesser. Some of them go and beat up their wives. Mm-hmm. Some of them go and shoot people, steal money. Okay, so there is an objective behind it. You understand? Why adultery? Adultery is haram in Islam. Why? You want to know why? There is an objective behind it. Why? Because adultery can cause the reproduction of a human being. Then this human being in Islam is entitled to the right to be born into a house with a wife and a husband. Not some people who got drunk and they went to the car and they slept with one another and they... You know how many kids in the United States of America don't know their father? Huh? Fathers. They don't know their father. You see, Islam says, no. You're harming the next generation. That's the
destruction
of humanity. That's a destruction. That's why the religion is to protect the progeny. They call it the progeny, yes. The offspring. That they are entitled to what? To be born into a committed husband, a committed wife. Not a boyfriend, not a girl, not a people still contemplating about the relationship to begin with. So if these people understand that these commands and these, you know, the harm of eating, I'm sure you got into that diet and the harm of eating meat that is, the blood is not filtered out, the Islamic way. Mm-hmm. You know, there is scholars tell you about the harm of eating pork. So there is an objective behind it.
There's nothing in Islam that there's not divine wisdom behind it.
There is a divine wisdom, whether you know it or whether you don't know it.
Yeah.
You see? But so for these brothers and sisters in Islam, they need to understand this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who created us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator. Okay? Now, the creator is entitled to design the manual which will fix us, which will take care of us. Look, and this is, by the way, something that Allah mentioned in the Quran. Ar-Rahman allama al-Quran. The manual is the Quran. Eat this, do not eat that. Don't eat this, do not eat that. And if you want to submit to Allah, if you want to benefit from that manual, if you want to expel the harm from your lives, and if you want to invite all the benefits into your lives, that's what you have to do. You know, not to listen to these guys saying, follow my own lifestyle. I'm a good guy. And
this actually, we'll wrap it up here. There's like you said, an agenda. There's Alistair Crowley, I believe it was. Is that his name? Crowley. This was a person who wrote a book. He was, and you speak a lot about this with the jinn. And they push this agenda. It's kind of like do as thou will, right? So do as thou will is pretty much like the Jay-Z. He calls himself J Jehovah, like he's a god. Mm-hmm. So these are the kind of things that are infiltrating the young minds. So before we wrap up now, for Zayn Malik, and then you finish your thought, and the people out there, and Muslims who are struggling, even someone not yet Muslims who are out there, seeking purpose. They want to know what's the purpose of life. I often ask people to do something simple. Ask the Creator who created you. No intermediary, no human being on the ground. No, just ask the Creator for guidance. I leave him with that homework.